Hello there, this is The Power Circuit, an informative program brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. I am Amara Agogoisi, and in today's edition, here are the top reports. Minister of Power, Engineer Abubakar D. Aliyu pursues improvement of Nigeria's power sector. TCN power generators push for synergy among power sector operators. Members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers in Abuja understudy 330-132 kV Katampe transmission substation. TCN sensitizes Akwa Ibom residents on safety strategies to tackle power transmission assets vandalism. As part of his commitment towards ensuring a modernized electricity system in Nigeria, the Minister of Power, Engineer Abubakar D. Aliyu, was recently hosted by the Chief Executive Officer of Voith Group in Germany.
The minister was on an official visit to Germany as part of efforts to engage German authorities and companies for the improvement and modernization of electricity in Nigeria. The Voith Group is a German manufacturer of machines for the pulp and paper industry, technical equipment for hydropower plants, drive and braking systems. The company, which operates worldwide and has its headquarters in Germany, was founded in 1867. Already, the Nigerian government, along with German Siemens, is executing a presidential power initiative that seeks to improve power capacity of the national grid from 5,000 megawatts to up to 25,000 megawatts in phases.
We'll continue to bring to you more reports from the Office of the Minister of Power. Experts more. The Power Circuit continues shortly after this break.
Verify that land before you buy it. To drastically reduce the incidence of building under the transmission right-of-way or encroaching on designated TCN land, members of the public are hereby requested to verify land near or along transmission line route before purchasing it. Verification should be made in the Land Development Authority or at the TCN office. This would help in drastically reducing the incidence of building under transmission line right-of-way and save us all the problem of pulling down the structure or truncating transmission line expansion projects in your community due to court injunction. Help us serve you better. Verify that land before you buy it.
To strengthen the ties that exist between the generation and the transmission segment of the power sector value chain, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, has advocated for synergy among stakeholders in the Nigeria electricity supply industry. Engineer Abdulaziz stated this when he met with the Association of Power Generation Companies, APGC.
Participants at the meeting discussed issues of mutual concern aimed at strengthening the nation's electricity grid.
We know how the industries work. Generation, transmission, and distribution. We have to work together if we want to succeed. There is no way GESCO can deliver power without TCN. There is no way distribution will distribute power without TCN, and there is no way TCN can transmit power if the power is not generated. So we should work together, and I hope if we have any issues, it's better for us to discuss.
He also acknowledged the efforts of the Minister of Power, Engineer Abubakar D. Aliyu, in coordinating the sector's energy.
And I'm quite optimistic with the coming of this new minister. That is goal. He has been trying to make sure that we work as a family. And from what I see, it is working. We don't go and blame these are people at fault, these ones at fault. So I thank you very much for this opportunity you have given to me, and I hope we'll work together.
Engineer Abdulaziz also spoke on how TCN is putting efforts towards improving the Nigerian transmission network, including its ongoing process of procuring supervisory control and data acquisition SCADA system to fully monitor the network on a real-time basis.
what TCN is looking at is to have the SCADA system, which actually is under procurement and is funded by the World Bank. But I agree with you that it will take us around 2 years before we get this project completed. But for the time being, our people in the NCC National Control Center are working on a program which is helping them to see some of these stations, not all. They use it both on communication and on seeing what actually happened in the grid. The SCADA is going to be ready, but for the meantime, we are going to be using this technology, which is invented by our engineers at the National Control Center.
Top of the power generation companies present at the meeting also made remarks. They include the Managing Director of the Mainstream Energy Solution Limited, operator of Kainji and Jeba power plants, Engineer Lamu Audu, the head generation for the NIPP power plants of the Niger State Power Holding Company, Professor Steve Ogaji, among others. In her concluding remarks, the APGC scribe, Dr. Joy Ogaji, appreciated all the participants as she reiterated the need for continuous collaboration among stakeholders.
Thank you from the board, from the chairman, from the CEOs group, from all the various groups of the GENCOs. We are very much pleased to see you, and we wish you a happy Ramadan Kareem. And we pray that may the good Lord answer all our prayers. We really need the answers in the country.
Members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Metama Abuja branch, have paid a technical visit to the 330-132 kilovolts Katampe transmission substation. The NSC team, which was led by the Vice Chairman of the branch, Engineer Henry Okoye, on behalf of the Chairman, Engineer Oladipo Mabogaje, was conducted round the substation by the Principal Manager, System Operations, Engineer Thomas Oladeji Ojo. Here is the report.
Let me welcome you to KACC, Katampe Area Control Center.
The substation tour then began from the control room, where the TCN official exposed the visiting NSC members to the rudiments of transmission system operation.
Anywhere you go, they are the same. So that by the time you have understanding of it, anywhere you go, you can be able to say, this is this. This is the function of this. This is what it does. So you are once again welcome. On behalf of the MD, on behalf of my regional manager, on behalf of my regional operational manager, you are welcome to 330-132 Katampe. So you are highly welcome. Just follow me, just as I told you. Or we call it transformer substation. The reason is that, why I call it transformation is that we carry out transformation of voltage from the higher level to the lower level. We can equally do the same, using the same equipment from the lower level to the higher level. So we call it transformation station. Then you have switching station, switching substations. You have voltage, you have transmission line of the same voltage level. We convert voltage from high level to low level. And we convert current from low level to high level. You know what happened is that in the generating station, you generate at very low voltage, 11 kV, 25 kV, 16 kV, 15 kV, but with a very high current. Now, what we are interested in at here, what is our ohm megawatt is the current. Now, if you transmit that at that particular level, there will be very high losses.
The next port of call for the engineering team, still within the Katampe substation, is the switchyard housing various power transformers, a reactor, the isolators, and the circuit breakers.
Now, once you move and come to this place, you have what is known as isolator. Are you getting it? This is isolator. What is the function of this isolator? We call it disconnecting switch 2. If they want to carry out maintenance along this line or want to walk inside, if I want to separate the line into it, I can achieve it with this.
The visiting engineers narrated their experience after a study of the Katampe transmission substation and its operations on the national electricity grid.
We've come here on a technical visit to familiarize ourselves with operations of the substation. It is amazing and it is quite revealing that as members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, we are seeing a situation from different engineering background where we have electrical, we have mechanical, we have chemical, all have come together to be exposed to the activities of TCN. And you can see everybody is happy with what we're seeing, especially when we have this knowledge background as to the value addition of TCN to the network of power in the country. We even have an institution of power engineers. So this one will also give us an impetus to be able to add value to whatever is going on here.
I'm representing my able chairman, Engineer Oladipupo Mabogaja, who is the chairman of this great branch. They have been trying to see how the Federal Capital Territory will also meet up with this power supply, and they have been trying also in the aspect of quality, because you know that quantity is different from quantity. So the issue of quantity, they have been trying a lot to also meet up with various communities, and also there are various areas in the country that don't need power breakdown, which they are also trying to meet up, and also try to meet up with the challenges of other neighborhoods. So we see that they are really trying a lot.
Speaking about the tour of the substation, the TCN official in charge of the facility, Engineer Oladeji Ojo, said the visiting NSE members are now more informed about what power transmission entails.
They are members of Nigerian Society of Engineers, Maitama branch. They come for technical visits. They came here to educate themselves. You know, we have been talking about power. They are trying to educate themselves about what is going on in power sector. And you know, this is one of the power chain. So they have come here to know about transmission. And I'm very happy that they came. With what you have seen, you can see joy in their heart. They are well enlightened and they are more informed about what transmission sector is, and they are equally happy about our role. You know, when people come in and see what we are doing and they are commenting us, we are always happy. We always want to give more. So they are very enlightened about what is going on in transmission sector. They are able to know our transmission component. their functions. They are able to know the responsibility of TSP, ISO, and so many things that you see that has to surround the transmission sector.
The high point of a visit was a presentation of plaque to the principal manager of TCN, Engineer Thomas Ojo, who is also a member of the branch.
For this visit today, it's a unique visit and it's memorable. Yes. We will never forget it. At all. And we would like this to be indelible in your office. Make sure your family is also aware of it so that everybody will be smiling that you've done well. Yes. We are happy and we are proud of you.
Thank you,
congratulations.
Do not build under transmission power lines for your safety and health. Electricity power lines and substations, either for power transmission or power distribution services, are extremely dangerous when exposed to direct human contact. These power lines and substations transmit electricity that lights up our homes and offices, power our computers, TVs, and refrigerators. On the other hand, the same electricity when exposed is extremely dangerous. It can shock, electrocute, and kill anyone on its way. That is why everyone must adopt safety measures whenever we use or are close to electricity facilities like power lines or substation or transformers. For the safety of the people and animals, governments all over the world have approved way leave or right-of-way of 50 meters for 330 kV power lines and 30 meters for 132 kV power lines, and for 33 kV lines, the way leave is 15 meters. People are not expected to be found within this way leave or right-of-way for safety reasons. The lines can suddenly cut and fall to the ground with very disastrous consequences such as fire and electrocution of anybody and destruction of anything, be it vehicle, houses or vegetation on its line. It has also been established that power lines and substation emit electromagnetic fields, EMF, which is dangerous to human health. The World Health Organization, WHO, has warned that people who spend long hours under or close high-tension lines stand the risk of being affected by EMF and be vulnerable to cancer, leukemia in children, miscarriages among pregnant women, and other terrible diseases. It is therefore advisable not to build any structure or operate any business under or near any electricity high-tension lines or substations. TCN wants you to stay alive, stay safe, stay healthy, avoid power lines. This message is from the management of Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.
The Port Harcourt Transmission Region of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has held a sensitization session for residents of Itu Town on safety and strategies to tackle transmission assets vandalism in Akwa Ibom State. Let's bring you a report of the session.
The Regional Transmission Manager, TCN Port Harcourt Region, Engineer Daniel Udofia, who represented the management of TCN at the town hall meeting, urged the community to intensify efforts towards safeguarding power lines and substations. This was after the recent vandalism of a tower on the 330 kV Ikotekpene to Calabar power transmission line at Okoiboko area of Akwa Ibom State.
It has brought the name of this community and the state to the mud.
Engineer Odofia enlightened the participants of the role of TCN in the electricity supply value chain.
The work of Transmission Company of Nigeria is to transport electric power to big centers. From there we give it to distribution companies that will take it to houses. Luckily for us, the federal government decided to build a higher capacity transmission line added to the former one, and it run across Cross River, through Akwa Ibom, through Abia State, to Enugu, and to the north.
The TCN official further described how the tower was vandalized, saying it was an act of sabotage that should be totally condemned.
Some hoodlums went under the tower in this community, destroyed the base of that tower by weakening the tower members, and the tower fell. When that thing happened, it cut off supply from the whole country. As I'm talking to you now, as at last night, the foreign news carried that the power supply that went out of the country was as a result of vandalism in Okuibeku. Sir, it pained me that this kind of thing is happening in my state, and I'm not happy at all.
He appealed to the paramount ruler of Itu Town, Eket Iyang, to collaborate with TCN and security agencies in protecting the power transmission line.
The facility that government has put in place to ensure that this country is having power was destroyed and damaged in Okuibeku.
In his address, the paramount ruler of Itu Town, Eket Iyang, called on the security agencies to increase their surveillance around power lines as the vandals had been deviant in the area.
My council wished to meet and discuss about that thing. As if they continue, one day that thing will fall. We reported to the police several times.
He also spoke on the enormity of the damage and the danger it portends.
Minus causing damage across the nation. If that thing, the current, when that thing fell with the current, what will happen to this very area?
At the Adehe community, the precise location where the power transmission line tower was vandalized, some residents condemned the acts. They also say the community has been thrown into hardship as their economic trees and farmlands were affected by the incidents.
I know say if to say that there was nothing like losing of some part of this ironing. I know no matter how the wind would have been strong, you wouldn't have felt this thing.
I'm not feeling happy of seeing this tower that fell down. I feel very bad.
Again, here are the stories we brought to you. Minister of Power, Engineer Abubakar Aliyu, pursues improvement of Nigeria's power sector. Boosting the need for collaboration, the management of TCN and heads of power generation companies and their association are pushing for synergy among power sector operators. Members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers in Abuja understudy 330 132 kV Katampe transmission substation. In Akwa Ibom State, you heard that TCN has sensitized residents on safety and strategies to tackle power transmission assets vandalism. Get to see and hear more on the TCN YouTube channel. You also have these platforms to enrich yourself about the role of TCN in continually making available bulk power to the distribution load centers to deliver to your home and industry. Keep being vigilant and stay safe. It's been a good time with you, and I hope to see you next week. I am Amara Agugrace.